Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zach, and in this video we're doing another Ecomi VeVe video as usual. Currently the price is 2622 on a low of 2563 and a high of 414. Is that correct? That's quite a that's actually a huge what do you call it? That's a huge range. We don't normally see that. I haven't been checking the price a lot lately. I haven't been posting a lot of videos lately. I haven't been feeling too well recently, if I'm honest. But we're trying to get back into the cycle of things, hence why I'm making this video. Now, an article came out literally a week ago that I got really pissed off by. I even atted the reporter or the journalist to, not to like throw actual hate, but to basically say, what the hell are you doing? Because we saw, of course, the Spider-Man NFT come out about a week ago, and it was great for a lot of people. But of course, unfortunately, you have people like Luke Plunkett who are saying absolute crap on the internet as far as I'm concerned. Now, I'm not meaning to send any actual hate towards Luke, but I think the article that they wrote was absolutely abysmal, terrible stuff, and they've lost a lot of respect, I think, from a journalistic point of view, not from a human point of view, obviously. It was just a disaster of an article, in my opinion. I think it was an absolute disaster. And yeah, that's about that. That said, Trevor and Cavell Anderson, they both spoke about it briefly on stream. I think it was a couple of days ago. I wanted to join in, but honestly, like I say, over the past few days, I've just been feeling, I'm not going to explain exactly what's been happening, but physically and mentally, I have not been feeling amazing lately. So we're going to try and push through that anyway. I'm feeling a bit better now anyway, which is why I'm doing this. Anyway, let's jump into this. I want to hear Trevor's thoughts on this.
The last one that's just dropped. I mean, I know you saw the article that was...
I just realized that I have one of my gaming brand things on here. There we go.
Posted, the PS2 graphics. What was your thoughts on that article, man?
So first of all, I will say, as someone who, let's see, I will open with, I don't want to give Kotaku, like, it's their opinion. It's an opinion piece. They're allowed to have that opinion. And clearly, if the guy's not a fan of NFTs, that's fine. Also, let's be real. Kotaku is a core gaming site, and this is not a space that's really into core gaming. I
just realized, before we go over Trevor's full take, I want to go through parts of this, not the entire thing. You can read the entire thing if you'd like to, but here we go. $400 Spider-Man NFT, looks like a PS2 cutscene. Incredibly insulting, but there you go. It's 2021 and fools and their money remain easily parted. I'm going to do my best to just read through the article without being hateful about it. By August 2021, it's clear that the entire concept of NFTs is an enormous pump and dump scam. But it's not stopping Disney and Marvel, who over the weekend released the dumbest, funniest piece of Spider-Man trash imaginable, and watched people lining up around the block to pay real money for it. Being very careful not to use the words NFT and blockchain in their messaging, Disney and Marvel use an NFT platform, one that specializes in this crap, having sold stuff from DC Comics previously to sell what they called both a digital collectible and a digital statue. In truth, it was neither of those things. It was a crude 3D model of Spider-Man that released in 5 different poses, the cheapest of which sold for 40, while the rarest sold for 400. The tweet advertising these items really honestly said they were only available while supplies last, and people buying them were seriously told that delivery of the models would take up to 2 hours, and they sold out. Here is what the cheapest ones looks like, and of course they basically showed what the thing looked like. Like I say, I'm gonna say it again, a horrible piece of writing. And Luke can hate me if he sees this. I don't know if he will see it or not. People say it, they don't see these things, but I know people do see these things sometimes. And Luke, if you're watching this was a horrible article, and you should be ashamed of yourself for it. Really should be. It was a horrible thing to write about this. It's one thing to disagree with things, it's another thing to write a whole hate piece about it, which this was a hate piece, and it was unfair. It was truly a bad way of using your platform to write about something. Honestly, I think it was horrible. Having said that, and yeah, essentially lost all respect that I would have for him on this, as far as a journalist is concerned.
Yet it hasn't really broken in. They're kind of separate fields, and I can kind of understand disliking it for that reason. I'm a strong believer of for me, there's this idea of like the objective, like there's an objective truth to what good looks like in things, and it's how well things return on their objective. So what makes something good to me is like, does it find its audience? Does the audience love it and appreciate it? Is it successful within the audience it's trying to serve? And I think we proved on the drop the fact that it's huge number of editions. and lots of sold out in 24 hours. The fact that Marvel even came to us like proves that we're doing something right. And like I feel like our ability to serve the audience with what we built is our measure of success. It'd be weird for me to, in the same way that like it'd be weird for Kotaku to look at a game like, because they're again focused on core games, to look at a game like Candy Crush and view that as like, oh, this is what good looks like. Because the reality is the audience that game serves isn't the same audience that like the core games that Kotaku focus on serves. And I think the same kind of applies to us. I'm not trying to equate us to Candy Crush, but I'm trying to pull it an example. It's just, it hasn't found, I don't think it's like deep into that core gaming audience yet, but hopefully we can get it there over time. And so like that's kind of my first take on it. The more spicy take on it is I actually looked up some of the like the technologies that I know we use in terms of just sheer like rendering on the model. So like, for example, one of the things that I learned is and this is gonna get really nerdy right off the bat here, ambient occlusion, which is this thing where it's basically a way to add shadows into shapes. Like a good example would be like in the corners of a room, it gets darker. And so to render that sense of things getting darker into corners, they created this tech called ambient occlusion, which basically adds shadow to areas like that. Ambient occlusion didn't exist until CryEngine 2, which basically it shipped with Crysis. If you remember, it could have run Crysis back when Crysis came out. Crysis came out in 2007, and the PS2 pretty much ended its lifespan in 2005. So our thing literally would not have been able to run on a PS2 before that.
Oh, damn, Bell. You'd be getting gaming ads. We gotta talk to YouTube about that. That's not fair. This man should be getting trading ads or something, because gaming ads do not pay. I know. Trust me, I know this.
I'm gonna stand by. It's not PS2 graphics. It has to be at least PS3 graphics. The poly count and the texture density, texture density. It's all 4K textures. That's really more like a late PS3, early PS4 era. And also, it was built by Volta, which is a team that does like AAA game art assets. So like, if you look at their portfolio, they're definitely building AAA assets for like PS4 and now.
So AAA, for those of you who don't know, means because I think Trevor's sort of getting into it, and I get that, but AAA is like Call of Duty, any big game basically. Call of Duty, Overwatch, League of Legends, Rainbow Six Siege, Fortnite, even like Fall Guys and stuff is, I would say, AAA games basically. So, you know, it's not an indie game. Indie games being sort of smaller ones that you might find on Steam or something like that. I mean, Steam also has AAA games too, like CS and stuff, but yeah, it's not a small game with, say, I don't know, 1,000 players. Normally AAA games have over, say, 50,000 to over 100,000, and normally go into the tens of millions of players.
Generation works, so they're wrong about that.
They're wrong about that. It really pissed me off because I mean, basically my job is also journalism, right? It's video journalism by all means, but I to think in my professional life that I would make a video that is so freaking rude about someone's work, I would never think about it. I just wouldn't. Now, do I think badly about, or like have a bad opinion, or like do I have opinions that certain things aren't good quality? Hell yeah. Do I make a whole video about it? Hell no. And I have channels with over 100,000 subscribers, and I've never said anything like that, because why would you? If you don't like something, it's not for you. Now, it's fine to even say that, you know, it's not your favorite thing or whatever, but to call it trash and all this other stuff, it was incredibly unprofessional, and Luke should really consider what he's doing here. It was really bad, and a lot of people now within the tech industry, within the gaming industry, within the media industry, are hopefully going to remember this, see this, and, you know, really think about it. You know, who is Luke? What is he doing? Again, no actual hate towards him as a human being by all means, but as a journalist, this was incredibly poorly done, and he should honestly be ashamed as far as I'm concerned. He's probably laughing at that. I don't know. I don't really give a fuck who he is or anything about him, to be quite honest. He can like I'm going a little bit hard there. I'm gonna have to censor that out. But what I'm getting at is no hate towards him as an actual human being, but what he's done here was incredibly unprofessional and he should be ashamed. That being said, we're gonna go through a lot more of this. I actually really want to get in a video with Trevor. I have a lot of questions that most people I don't think have. I mean, he's done a few interviews already and he hasn't been asked the questions that I would ask. That said, I want to go through Val's interview because it might be that they have spoken about stuff that I want to know about. That said though, that's going to be in another video. So hopefully this video was interesting and helpful to you. If it was, like, so much appreciated. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you are new. Make sure to also follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is @ZakiZoo. I cover everything going on, Ecomi, VeVe wise, crypto wise, gaming wise, etc. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and I will see you in the next video.